Hello again everyone. For those of you that are interested, this is another video that is to sort of help with autism, sensory needs and other additional needs. I did put it out on Instagram about whether anyone would be interested in this, and I got a lot of positive things as well as some inboxes. So here we are. I realise a lot of this may in fact be common sense. I'm not meaning to talk down to anyone. It's just sometimes easier to lay it all out in a video. And for those of you that want to know specifics about Alton Towers, in particular the Splash Landings Hotel, I really do hope this is of some use to you. So pretty much we went away, but we only stayed for one night in a Splash Landings family room. If you do want to see a room tour or see how we got on at the weekend, I will link the video down below. Just want to give a rundown of what it was like. So on the way there, we did do our usual. We let her have the iPad in the back of the car, and I also highly recommend anyone takes external batteries because my goodness, we found them incredibly useful, because where you use the ride access pass and stuff like that, it's good to check how busy certain areas are. Because for us, if we go into an area that's got a lot of queues, it usually means there's actually a lot of noise and a lot of people, and that can cause her to have like panic issues, and we end up leaving regardless of whether she's got a ride access pass. But to be honest, we hardly used it anywhere because she refused to go on pretty much everything that wasn't CBeebies or Cloud Cuckoo. So that was fun. She had a really good time in her own little way. She only went on 3 rides the first day, and that was fine. So again, I would just say it's a very, very large park, and we did find that where there was various crowds on the first day, it was incredibly wet. So anywhere that wasn't out in the open ended up being really crowded, and that also helped get her to the point that she felt a bit panicky or a bit stressed out. We have a McLaren Major Elite chair that she does go in because she can't walk so far with her hypermobility as well. She does get pain in her legs, and she had the rain cover, but again, she has that almost enclosed feeling, so she gets a little bit stressed out. So we did only do 3 rides on the first day, but you know what? We didn't care. We went, we got registered. If you do go there and you are going to be there for 2 days, maybe get the parent pass, the parent swap, which Darren and I did. So he would queue up for rides with Alice, and he went on loads of things with her because she's an adrenaline junkie, but he did get the parent things pass signed, so I could then go on later on when he took over with Edith, and I just went around with Edith looking at things mostly, or going on the odd ride. I said we only did 3 rides on the first day. The park was very clean. There was no issues there. The staff were lovely. Honestly, cannot fault the people in the park or the park itself. We went into the hub, or whatever it's called, to get her ride access pass because she's already registered. We sent her took her paperwork in at Chessington and got put onto the system, and we got given a little card that she uses. So that was really good. We were able to pick it up for the 2 days. I just asked when I was there, can we get a pass for today and a pass for tomorrow so we don't have to come back and queue in the morning, and they were absolutely fine with accommodating us with that. So I really did appreciate that. They didn't have any of the parent swap things in the hub, but they did ask us to get them on the ride, and they handed them over on the ride, no problem. So honestly, I really felt that was a very smooth way of doing it. The way they did it, they put a time on so you knew when you could go back to the ride. Absolutely no problems with that whatsoever. I really think it actually worked pretty well, and none of it was online, so it wasn't the end of the world if you couldn't take your phone out because it was absolutely pouring with rain. At about 3 o'clock she was done. She didn't want to play anymore, so off we trotted. We got back on the monorail and we went into our hotel. Booking in was really quick and easy. We just walked up, gave them our details and given room keys. It was done in just a couple of minutes, so that was really good with Edith. We got into the lift and it played this really adorable sort of nautical ditty as she went up and down. Edith thought that was the best thing ever. She was dancing her little head off every time we did it, and she was sort of sad when it came to an end, and I think that was just such a good touch for little people. So off we go to our room. It was sort of like down and round and stuff, but she loved the carpet because on the carpet it had little footprints and like a sea thing, and she just thought that was the best thing in the world. So she was counting the footprints and trying to stand on the footprints as she went, so that kept her sort of like in a happy sort of area mentally. We get into the room and it was a really good size, so I was so grateful for that because I was worried that it was going to be quite compact, but actually it really wasn't, so she didn't have sort of a panic about that. She picked the top bunk. She was so chuffed to sleep in the top bunk. And the other thing about the room that she loved the best wasn't the amazing decoration, it was the glass shower door. Only an Edith could get that excited about a glass shower door. I love her. But that's the thing with autistic children. They get really excited and really attached to the strangest things. Anybody remember when she was really attached to the concrete cat we had in our front garden? I've got to say, it was really clean, no problems. The carpet felt really nice on bare feet, didn't feel rough or anything. The bedding was great. There was no problems with the linen. I'm always a little bit wary because she is very sensitive and very sensory, but it wasn't like, you know, when it's overdone or feels starchy, it wasn't anything like that. Edith slept in absolutely no problem. We did take our own pillows because I know when she's got her own pillow that has her own sort of scent on it, she does tend to sleep better, so we did use that. But I think all of us took our own pillows thinking there wouldn't be enough, and there were masses. When it comes to the restaurants, we went to two different ones. We went to the Secret Garden for dinner and we went in for breakfast. Now the Secret Garden was absolutely beautiful. The staff were very accommodating, very thoughtful. They put us in a back corner so it's a little bit quieter. They did birthday cake for Alice and it was just brilliant. The restaurant was beautiful. Honestly, cannot fault it. The food was great. It was very, very clean. The only thing was it was a little bit more expensive than I had imagined, or I suppose I was hopefully thinking it wouldn't cost too much. Darren forgot to show the Merlin passes when he asked for the bill, so it cost us like £20 more than it should have. So it was like £120 for the 5 of us to eat. When it comes to the park, it is really, really clean. The staff are so incredibly helpful. Honestly, I've got nothing, no fault there. The only issue we had is we like to adhere to Edith's routine as much as we can. And part of that is having a bath before bed. She will have a shower on occasion, but pretty much she likes to have a bath. And when she's in a new situation, new position, if there is a bath there, having a bath would be a huge help for her. Even though she was in love with the shower door being glass, she still wanted her bath at the end of the day. There was a little turtle of bath gel that they give you and she was busting to use that. Unfortunately, the plug in our bath didn't work, so the plug would not go down no matter what we did. We tried pushing it down. Darren worked at a plumber's merchant, so he knows how these plugs work. He sells them, but it was broken and it was not going to go down for love nor money. So unfortunately that meant she couldn't have a bath, and she did get really quite upset about that for a while, but we did manage to appease her with birthday cake. Not necessarily the greatest parenting in the world, but you know what? You pick your battles, and that was not one I was willing to go down for. So overall, I think we had an absolutely brilliant experience when it comes to having support for autism. I think the ride access pass system is really good, but you do want to allow yourself time because there can be quite a bit of a queue to get it, especially if you haven't registered already. If you're going for like a day trip or something, it is going to take you a little bit of time, and you do definitely need paperwork for Merlin parks that states why they can't wait in a queue. Just having an autism diagnosis won't be enough, and even having a wheelchair won't necessarily be enough nowadays to get a ride access pass. You are going to need a letter, be that from your GP or somewhere, something that states they cannot wait in a line. For Edith, it's because of the sensory things. If she can't deal with being overcrowded or too much noise, and if she's in a situation where she does feel like pressed in upon, she does like to vomit. So for that reason, and because we had a letter stating as much, she is given a ride access pass. As she gets older, if she grows out of those sort of issues, she won't be getting one. So it's sort of like play it by ear. I do think the system is pretty fair. Legoland, for those of you that want to go there, is slightly different. You join a virtual queue, so you are going to need your phone and you are going to need batteries. But if anyone wants to know a little bit more about how the ride access pass and how the parks are individually, not the hotels, because we've not stayed in any other hotels because we're so close to like Chessington, Legoland and Thorpe Park, let me know and I can do a video about each of those parks or about all of them together. Just let me know in the comments down below if you would appreciate me doing that, and if enough of you are interested, I will do that one next. But again, as always, any questions, do comment down below again and I will do my best to answer them. And I'm going to shut up now because this is incredibly long and nobody wants to look at my face for this long. Okay, all right, have a good one everybody. I'll see you all soon. Bye.